If you've been following me on Twitter, you know that two of my favorite things on the world are cartoons and indie games. And when I came across this game that's basically a heaven-sent combination of the two, I pretty much busted a nut. I mean like an actual nut to celebrate the occasion, not like in the other sense, which YouTube doesn't like. Later Alligator is a game made by the SmallBu animation studio collaborating with Pillow Fight Games, and you might have the question, nice, did an animation studio make this game? And then I would have the answer, yes. Yes, they did. I just said it. Because the game is fully animated, including the mini games, which is really cool. I've been watching a lot of anime and cartoons since I was a kid, so I developed this weird kind of obsession to well-made animation, to the point where I can literally see a well-animated smoke or an explosion, and then it would just distract me for hours on end without getting any work done for the rest of the day. I have problems. And let me tell you that this game has absolutely no right going this hard on animation. Like, I don't actually remember the last time I saw a fully animated first-person intro slash cutscene sequence in honestly any kind of media, and I definitely haven't seen anything made to this quality. And the art style of the game is actually really simple, yet really creative. Now, see, the actual art style of the game is basically just black and white, and the only things that have color are alligators and clothes and objects connected to the alligator with some minor things in the background. And see, everything is really unique, and it's not the same art style that we have seen in so many the American Father type show party prince. And it's not even just the fact that everyone is an alligator in this game. If you didn't get it from a game called Later Alligator, well, this has been a shocker for you. Now let me explain your alligator role in this alligator world. Now see, you're an average alligator living in Alligator, New York City, until on one fateful day, this alligator called Pat looks you up and asks you to do a little investigation for an event that takes place tonight, where he thinks that his family is going to do a little bit of trolling, and by a little bit of trolling, I mean a whole bunch of murder on him. So now you're not only just an ordinary alligator, you're an alligator on a quest. An investigator, if you mean. Your job is basically go around Alligator, New York City, and ask a bunch of people about who they are, their relationship with Pat, and what they know about the event tonight. And they say that the event is a secret, and then they're gonna make you play some sort of minigame, and which you complete. They just literally gonna say Alnerd get prank plus ratio and leave you there, so you have to do it all over again for like the rest of the characters. Apart from the actual games and the actual minigames the characters make you play through, the game has another minigame inside of the game type minigame. You do whatever you want to do with that sentence. What I'm talking about here is that you can click around everywhere and look for puzzle pieces hidden on random locations and random objects that you can interact with and have some unique, funny, little, cute little animations going on. It's really cool, I think. So apart from the puzzle pieces being a collectible in the game, there is actually another collectible, which are family portraits. The family portraits you can use to actually complete a family tree, which you need to fully 100% the game. And with the puzzle pieces, you will never guess what you can do with them. It's a puzzle. The game is actually incredibly funny, not like any of my jokes, and it has a lot of fourth wall breaking comedy and a lot of stereotypes, making fun of people type of comedy, but in the most harmless and most wholesome and cute way possible, which I think it's really cool. Yeah, that's the word. Nice. Yeah. For example, the grilling dad with an existential crisis who's making fun of his marriage, yet he still really loves his wife and kids, and he just doesn't know how to express himself, and the totally not evil widow who totally did not poison her husband to get her totally not heritage. I can't really describe how the comedy works in this game because one, I'm not funny, so I can't, and two, it's really random and you will never know when a joke will actually hit. Like, you think you heard the punchline and you start laughing, and then the next sentence there's another punchline which is funnier. And you know those like auto-save thingies, warnings that every single game has for some reason I never understood why? It's a bit in this game too. They made a joke about the autosave warning. It's an autosave. It's really funny. The world of Alligator and Vice feels really alive with all those alligators randomly going on the streets that you literally can't even interact with, and the extra minor characters which you can talk to. And oh boy, let me talk about the extra minor characters that you can actually talk to. So, apart from the family members, there are minor characters you can talk to and interact with and have a conversation with. And by that, they will have a conversation, you will just sit there and listen and laugh because they are actually incredibly funny. See, instead of the usual approach that every single game does, where you just walk up to a character and they just say like 2 lines and that's their entire personality, every single minor character feels like a whole new person that I want to talk to more and be friends with them, because they're actually pretty cool. And they're all really interesting. Their designs are unique too, like every other design in this game. How do you design alligators and they feel so real and alive? How? I just want to know how. They all have really funny conversations and actually have multiple dialogues based on how many times you visit them. It's cool. It's really cool. The story progression in this game is actually kind of different than anything I've ever experienced in any game. See, the story actually is in-game time-based. And by that, I mean you have a watch, and every time you travel, you play a minigame, you interact with someone, yada yada yada. The time passes, and Pat calls you back at noon, at 4 p.m. and at night for the event to help him out, do some sort of minigame, and go on a wacky adventure with him. I love Pat. He's a funny little. I stamp Pat. We stamp Pat. Chat. Why did I say chat? Why did I say chat? This is a YouTube video. But the Pat minigames are actually skippable after the first ending. There are multiple endings. The endings work in a cool and unique way, like everything else in this game. My chair is in the picture. How long have it been in the picture? Why? You get the first ending after you beating the game the first time. I know I said cool and unique way. Hang on, let me explain. And you get the second and third ending based on how many family members you collected throughout the game. So see, after you complete the game the first time, instead of starting a new game and instead of being it a hard reset like in most games, it's actually kind of like a new game plus or a continuation to the previous story, but it's still the same story. You don't get like a separate ending or like a totally new ending. No, the ending you get, it just gets expanded. So, for example, you talk to more family members than you met and you get a second part of the ending, and then that second part of the ending is kind of changes things and literally grabs you by the neck, chokeslams you onto the nearest wall, and whispers in your ear, "You wanna see what happens next, bucko?" And then you have to play the game again and figure out, yeah, I want to see what happens next, right? And you gotta figure out what's gonna happen next by talking to all the family members. And let me explain how this game not only made me tear up of laughter at every encounter I had, but it also made me tear up in a different kind of way. See, some parts of the story and some messages of the game actually made me look at my relationships with people and look at how I interact with others, and it actually made me open my eyes to the world and see it actually kind of differently. Yeah, a funny alligator cartoon game that's basically just comedy made me look at the world different. It's BoJack Horseman all over again. I don't really want to spoil any of these parts of the story because I'm basically holding you at gunpoint and forcing you to play the game. When it comes to the quote-unquote actual gameplay of the game, which are the mini games, they are the right amount of fun, the right amount of challenging, and the right amount of unique and funny at the same time. Some of the mini games you might be familiar with from your childhood or from other pieces of media, like spot the differences between 2 pictures or match the pairs or something like that. And there are the really unique mini games, which is starting up an overly complicated grill with little men's in overall living in them, or making a political K-pop indie comic Zion magazine. The later one is actually really challenging, and I'm not even joking. Like mini games that are not really unique, but they have a fun twist in them, and that makes them kind of unique. Like hide and seek, but you have to let the opponent win. And there's a slide puzzle, which you have to complete if you want to 100% the game. I don't know whose idea was it to hide the puzzle piece behind the slide puzzle, but we have beef. And there's only way we can settle it. We duel. I just really wanted to do it again. I have this flintlock. I didn't use it in any of my videos. I think it's really cool. Okay, and now it's time for me to nerd out about the actually amazing music in the game. Nier Automata. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Attack on Titan, Later Alligator, the Infinite Stones of Perfect soundtrack. Okay. So the music in the game rocks. Absolutely rocks. It goes hard. But why? Thanks for asking. Wait, you didn't. Anyways, here's why. The music is basically just jazz and blues, and I just absolutely love it. If we talk about music that encapsulates certain vibes of a game, we have to talk about Later Alligator and the absolutely amazing work of 2Mello. The music perfectly encapsulates both the uplifting and whimsical, as well as the shady and mysterious parts of the game so well that I can literally just listen to the John Johnny's Restaurant soundtrack for hours on end. I'd never get bored of it. I don't know how you did that, dude. Awesome. And even the arcade soundtrack Alligator Blues might sound like a funny little alligator song at first, but there's really something bluesy when he sings That's How It Goes. There's no such word as bluesy. You know what I mean. And even one of the background songs that is being played by Mandolin Mandy in the game is called Mandy. Do you know any other songs on Spotify? And I think they're just really funny, and I just want to mention that. Apart from the collectibles and the secrets in the environment that you can interact with, the game has a few Easter eggs which aren't like anything crazy or like the most mysterious things, and turns the game from a funny little cute alligator game into a Sonic.exe creepypasta. They are just really cool and funny. You know, sometimes there are just games, songs, movies, shows, or any type of media that you literally cannot say anything bad about. This is one of them for me. This is literally one of my favorite games I've ever played, especially in recent memory. And it's definitely one of the small handful of games that I 100%ed. I actually don't even know if there's a second one. I usually don't go for that. This game is actually just incredible in my opinion. It's incredibly funny, it's incredibly cute, it's incredibly wholesome, and I genuinely don't see any reason why you shouldn't pick it up. The game is $15 on Steam, but it's genuinely worth it, even triple the price, which I did pay because I gifted it to some of my friends and basically forced them to play the game the same way that I'm doing you. Alnerd. I know how extremely hard both the game development and animation is, and this game just radiates from the love and effort both the animators and the game devs put into it. There are very few games, if any, that just gives me the same type of feeling and makes me want to see more of the game after playing it the same way that this game did. See, it might not be the most action-packed, most perfect, most beautiful stories out there that actually, I don't know, kills you if you play it. But this game is perfect the way it is for me, and I really wish that we're gonna see a Later Alligator 2 sequel taking place in Alligator Alley or something like that in the future about maybe a different family or maybe this family. I love this game. I loved everything about it. I love Pat. This game is awesome. I give it 10 Pat walk cycle animation out of 10 Bubs of it. I love Bub. Bub is so cool, dude. And if there won't be any Later Alligator 2 or any type of sequel, prequel, anything Later Alligator related, I can't wait to see what both Pillow Fight Games and SmallBu Animations is up next, because you guys are both incredible. I played this game around 7 quadrillion times, not only for this video, but only for my entertainment too, and I ain't planning on stopping anytime sooner, baby! This was me, Nice. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like the video if you like it, and dislike if you didn't. Leave a comment on what you think, and I have one more video about an indie game that you never even heard of in the works, and after that I'm going to make videos on different topics too. I swear I'm just like on an indie game binge and I literally can't stop. Yeah. See you guys next time. Have fun. Bye.
Alright, so I just woke up from a nap. It was a good nap. It was about 9 hours, so not too long. But now I'm up for the day at 2:30 in the morning. I leave my computer on because I thought it was gonna be a normal, like, no, my dirty ass key. I leave my computer on because I thought it was gonna be a normal nap, you know. And I look up on my computer because I left it on, and I see this. What the fuck is this? Hey, honey. Okay, nice. I just want you to know, despite your best efforts and despite what you tell everybody, we're not dating. Now you gotta play it? Absolutely not. I don't even have to install it. Fuck you. Eat my ass. Okay, it's kind of cute. I might install it. El Nerd, happy birthday. My birthday was 3 months ago. Please. Okay, now you're just getting desperate. All right. XOXO, your funniest European friend. You're literally my only European friend. You're the funniest one by default. That's not an accomplishment.
What the fuck is going on? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What is going on? Where did he come from? What? Huh?